Hey guys, I got a surprise. So I was looking on OfferUp a few days ago, and one of the guys that I know that goes to the local thrift store had a Yeswelder on there that he got Amazon return or whatever, and it's the mct520. That's the one that's like 700 full retail on sale for 531 right now, and he had it on there listed for like 350, and it does appear that it looks to be completely brand new, but I'm not sure. So I traded him 3 Xbox 360s that I had stacked in a box. I think I still have mine, but I don't know. I may have given him, I have another one somewhere that the kids have, so it's not a big deal. I haven't played Xbox or any video games in probably over a month since I was playing the Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning, and once I beat that game I haven't been playing anything, so like maybe a couple months. So anyway, so I know Mark quite well, so it was funny because he doesn't know my OfferUp account, and I posted on there. I was like, how much did you get this from Goodwill? Because I knew where he got it, right? And he's like, what makes you think I got it from Goodwill? And then we have an inside joke about, hey, watch my compressor, because it's this joke. We were in the store one day, and there was this, like, it's called a Sill Air, really silent compressor, kind of nice, expensive. And when they roll stuff out at Goodwill, you got to get it when it comes off the cart. So he tells me, hey, can you watch my compressor? And he's going to go out to his truck or something, but they start rolling these carts out, and instead he goes over to the cart and starts digging around like, dude, I have to watch your stuff, and you left me over here, now I can't even go dig through the carts. So it was a joke. We'd always say, hey, watch my compressor. So as soon as I said that in the message, he knew exactly who I was. But which is cool, and I hooked him up with some other stuff. I had a Ryobi Sawzall, and then a cordless, I'm sorry, not cordless, brushless 90-degree Ryobi drill. He loves reselling that kind of stuff, so I gave him $100 on top of all that. So I tried to give him more stuff, but he wouldn't take anything else. So I literally got rid of a box about the size of the box that I just picked up. So hopefully that this thing completely works. So we're going to take a look at it right now. All right, so here it is, and he says he opened the box. I don't know, but the first thing why I thought that it probably hasn't been used is because this is on it, and it's still zip tied to that. And there's no adapter, so you're not going to easily plug this into an extension. Let's go ahead and pull it out of here. It's kind of heavy. Let's get it out of there. And then we have the accessories box. We need to get that out of there. And that weighs almost as much as the damn welder. Let's get this box over here next to the other welder box. So now we got two welders in here that kind of look the same. So we get camera up on it. So there's this little plastic here. Looks fine to me. Is that a smaller lead? That's funny. It looks smaller than what the other. My other welder uses this. Well, that's interesting. So they've used the small one, which is stupid, really. The 1025. However, dude, I think you can run a spool gun with this. So this is for the plasma. So, and this thing looks in better shape than this thing. Look at this one; it's got marks on it. So, another thing that they do is they use a metal roller on here. So now I found one of these at Goodwill a while ago. but it was missing this piece. And we're going to pull this off of here really quick. Let's see. You know, 0.8 and 0.9 are like basically, I think, 0.03 inches and 0.04. Now, I don't really see any signs that this has been used, so that's good. We want 0.9, we want 0.8 going this way, I guess. Come on, doesn't want to go back on. The hell. There we go. Alright, so this is what's nice about these. I don't know about the spool, how well those work, but let's get this back in here. And it's got the Euro connector. God dang. Alright. This is actually spring loaded. So I think everything's good here. I don't see any signs that it's been used. Let's get to the back of it. Proper fitting for the gas, which means I can immediately run the gas. Dual voltage, defaults to the big cord. This is for, I hate these kind of connectors. This is for the plasma. Air water filter install place, so that's for the plasma. But this is awesome. I'm tired of these cheap welders all using an air hose barb fitting. So you'll see that crap. I can't hook my tank to that. I need to get a hose and destroy it just to use that. So, in fact, if this thing is good, I may just send this completely back when I get the replacement for it. But let's go take a look at our accessories. It says MIG torch consumables, PT31 plasma cutter, WP17 torch, gas hose for MIG, gas hose for plasma, power cord adapter, 5-pin to 2-pin converter, graphene liner. Do you know what that means? It means we can weld aluminum. MIG gun tips, 0.08, 0.09 wire roller 1, air filter regulator 1, Teflon tape, quarter NPT air connector 1, and user's manual. All right. So, as long as everything is in here, the only thing I think might not be is the adapter. And what's weird is there's more than one wire wheel in here. So get that. Let me set that over here. This is apparently their idea of hooking up a plasma cutter. Okay, here's our TIG torch with a couple of consumables. So it's going to be an HF TIG, which I'm not crazy about. Here's our stick welder, which actually looks to be considerably better quality than some of the other ones. There's our adapter. Sweet. Okay. I may just take this outside and they'll plug it into the big one. Of course, it's nighttime, so I don't know. Okay. The hose. So like when you buy these are like $11. So like all of the little stuff adds up. And I don't know why we have this. Don't hook it to your CB radio, I tell you that. Okay, I got a ground clamp, a little bit thin, but better than some of the other kinds. Okay, and then we have our TIG torch. which is a little nicer than some of them. And wondering if we're running the, yeah, we got an adapter here. Let's see what it, can't see what it is. So 5-pin. So this means that, oh yeah, there's a button on it. So we have a fully automatic, basically, TIG torch. I wonder if this thing is a lift TIG. And then we have our graphene liner and our MIG whip. So that's cool. And I don't know what's in here. It's kind of squished. Oh geez. Air filter. Okay. And one thing that they didn't give us any wire or probably no tungsten. But so we're hoping that this thing works and hasn't actually been used. And we've got one hell of a deal. So let me set it up. All right, let's get this open. I guess it's tied shut. I just want to make sure it works before I even drag it outside. So stinks to high hell like Harbor Freight 20 years ago. Okay. Now I don't know which you guys prefer, but like some people say that this is the better way to do it. That doesn't show that it's ever been plugged into anything, if you ask me. Okay, now I just need a cord to plug it into, and the longest thing I have sitting here is this, which isn't going to help me much. I need to get an electric cord. I've got one over there going to my inverter, but let's just go take it outside and plug it in. I'm just going to plug it in here. Set it off. Can you guys see it? Nope. Cool. Wow, that's pretty big. That display. Hey, and look, the whole thing works, unlike the other one. Okay. So, what do we set to? Sync MIG. We can't go more than 130 on 110 volts. Now, are these buttons? Gas flow, wire mode. Okay, we've got manual. What in the hell? That can't be. That's inches per millimeter, which I don't know what that would be. The one thing I can tell you is the display on this one's really nice. It's huge digits compared to the other one. And this welder has rubber feet on it. The other one has plastic. So this huge, thick warning card on here. Wow. They spent more money on the warning card than they might have spent on the other welder just to make the whole thing. Okay, so we got gas select, wire, steps mode, inching. I can't read this. Gas flow. I don't see where it says down here gas. FE, CO2, FE mix, SS mix. I don't know what that is. AL argon 100%, flux gasless. Okay, we got TIG here. You get post flow, and some other stuff. Now, I don't think it's an HF TIG welder. You just get, there's too much shit in one box. But it's also strange how they used smaller connectors than some of the cheaper welders. Okay. Weld mode cut. So then we got cut, and then 35 amp, and I guess that's all you get is 35 amps, which is not really much. I think you probably want to be around 50 or 60, but it could also be a limitation of being plugged into 110. So the easiest thing to do with this is I can use the leads off of my Metalman welder, and I can possibly adapt my Harbor Freight TIG whip to fit it, but I don't need to because I have one. I kind of prefer a manual TIG torch personally, but that's just me. So weld mode, so you got stick, and it will go only do 130 out here on that. And I don't think you, just like all of them, you can't adjust the voltage in stick. You can adjust the current, but that's it. So it goes down to 20 amps. Now, if it truly does 130 amps, you're good to go. I mean, like, if you need more than that, then this, you wouldn't even be looking at one of these welders anyways. So let's see what else we got. Sync MIG. So synchronous MIG, I think, is supposed to be pretty cool. Gas select. So CO2 mix. I don't know what SS is. And then argon, and then fluxless. So they do use these same kind of buttons that I really don't care for having buttons with like pushy buttons on plastic, because especially, you know, you're welding, you get shit on your fingers or whatever, and it just becomes abrasive and eventually you wear through. Let's see what else we got. The wire diameter. Okay. So it's funny because it shows it in inches on here, which is nice, but the wheel is in millimeters. But down below it, it says 0.035, it's 0.9. So 0.03, 0.8. And so it'll only do those two sizes. And some of them will go down to like point whatever. But in synchronous MIG, it's accommodating for the wire size when it changes. So let's see, we're at 20.9 volts and 130 amps. If I change the diameter to the voltage changes down to 14 for 0.9. Oh wait, no, the voltage is changing based on the gas. Interesting. Okay. So here we are at 0.35, and it went from 17 to 19. So it should be interesting to see how well this does wire feed and all that good stuff. Wow, it's already 9 o'clock. So I think it's going to work, but you never can tell. So I'm going to take it outside, and I'm going to go out to the panel and turn on the 240 volts, and we'll plug it in and see what it does differently. All right, we got a couple pieces of metal, a couple different things. We're going to set this thing up over here. So I'm going to get this aimed over here. Hopefully I won't be blocking it. And we're just going to try to use my short cables that I have for the other welder. And I'm not sure which polarity we should really be using for 6013, but let's go ahead and clamp that. Electrode negative, maybe? I welded both ways. Harbor Freight says either or on these. Well, I got a couple of these left. I didn't make it over to Tractor Supply. And then I got some 6011s. They're too big. 8th. Well, they'd be fine for this. And 7018s, DC positive. I'm going to go DC positive. Electrode positive. As you can see, it's dark out. Okay. These should fit. No problems. And I'd actually like to be a little further away from the work so I don't splatter the welder. So I might actually, well, let's see if it works first. We're on 240. 220 they call it. Okay. Now I'm curious what it will go up to. So it goes to 200. Okay. We're gonna go, I'm gonna say about 80 or 90. Try 79. And let me see how well we can see what we're doing. I'm going to put a piece. I'm wondering if I can just actually weld this on the ground. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. I don't want to hold this thing. So I'm gonna put it on the ground because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna splatter the fucking welder if I do it any other way. Get this damn ladder line out here. In my way. Oh God! Seriously. I do have a new welding helmet coming tomorrow. And I need to order some gloves. I have gloves, I don't know what to do with them. Okay. So this is a small piece of plate on here. I don't know what the hell it's from. What are these rods? 6013s. A couple of these look boogered. That's a 6011. Like literally, I don't have any rods left. That's a 6011. Yeah, this is the last one, and this is gonna weld the best. Okay, so we had a couple of other pieces. We could try, I got these cut. We could try those. I think that might actually be what it was cut off of. It does look like it. Yep. Okay. Not exactly the direction I want to go. Let's just see how this thing does. Okay. I hate doing this because I got to move my helmet. I can actually almost see through this fucking thing. Automatically moved. Stuck to the workpiece right away. So, we may not have enough power. I'm going to go, let's go 109. Okay. same issue. And I'm also going to switch electrode negative. So these don't start any easier than other stuff. Way too hot. Woo! So once it started, it was good, but that is way too hot. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Yeah, it's way hot. I had to move fast because it was way too hot. So I would probably think this thing works just fine. Kind of splattery, and I think that's because I'm electrode negative. So it does not want to come off. It actually looks really good. Let me get over here and get my brush. I gotta be careful with this metal here. It was cut with a cut-off wheel, and there's like little things on it. All right. I didn't have. Yeah, still hot. Can we get a focus on that? Come on, dude. So I didn't really have enough room to, you know, get in there and do much. But you could see what it was going to look like if I would have kept going. So, and that to me is pretty good because it's not raised up, but it's not a good weld. We don't have a lot of penetration on the back. So it'd be better than nothing. See what I'm talking about? This is really sharp. So what I'm really interested to see is how well this plasma cutter works. And I'd like to find out before tonight because we've got a couple hours before Cyber Monday's over, and there is a $100 non-HF plasma cutter that I want. I'd probably just go buy it anyways, because this one's only 35 amp, so I don't think it might actually even struggle cutting this. So anyway, we know that works, and it's really a much nicer display, I think, than the other one, because it's huge. So I think we're good. I'll test some of the other stuff, but I think it's probably going to be fine, because that's the main thing, is does it weld? If it welds, all the other processes should work. So thanks for watching, guys, and Mark, if you see this video, thanks, buddy.